and they use you, they use all the talent, and they make all the money, and they promote you and this and that. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Lance, and welcome to the Fame Report. And today, look, we got a legend today. We got a legend, okay? We got Prince and we got Katt Williams. In today's video, Prince is gonna be breaking down how he really got screwed over in a lot of the deals, and how other artists too have gotten, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm just gonna call it what it is, they got screwed over too. And a lot of people don't know that Prince was one of the first people that was really bringing this to light. Of course, you had people before him that were talking about it. People may say in the comments, I understand, I get it, right? But Prince was one of the first that was talking about it and exposing it, right? And I also believe he was also a part, just to go even deeper, that nobody talks about, is he was a part of why, streaming came what it was, right? Inevitably, because of all the stuff that he exposed with buying records. Remember, people used to buy CDs. I had a Walkman, right? When I was growing up, I had the CD player, I had the headphones in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, this video is by Trinity. We got Katt Williams leaks how Jay-Z profited from Prince's death. This is gonna be an interesting one. So get ready and let's go.
And a guy that was always 30 steps ahead of whatever the curve was.
They attempt CPR, but by 10:07 a.m., they are unable to revive him. Prince is pronounced dead.
The musician Prince has died at the age of 57. His publicist, Yvette Noel-Schur, told the Associated Press the music icon was found dead at his home Thursday in suburban.
This is absolutely unbelievable. As you know, Prince is not only one of the most prolific artists of our time, he was a great person who loved Minnesota, who loved the people of Minnesota. This was his home.
Around this time, 8 years ago, the legendary Prince left this world and left a huge void in the music industry that many of these new cats have been unable to fill.
When Prince was just 20 years old, he released his very first album called For You. And on that album, this dude right here played 27 different instruments. 27!
I believe it was never somebody who was my contemporary. It was always old.
Pause, I didn't even know that. I didn't know Prince played 27 instruments. Back to the video.
Contemporary. Any rivalry between you and Mr. Jackson?
Oh, not to me, no.
Okay.
There's a few things I want to get out of my system, mainly.
Let's talk on that real quick. That's just been a big talk in the industry in terms of like how much you get, what splits are. We're not going to go into the splits and everything like that, but it's really a shame on how a lot of people, and I mean a lot of even the greats, some of the greats, right, got screwed over in their deals. Let's just be honest with you, right? I feel like people are a lot smarter, right, and a lot more up on game now, to where, come on, you're not signing no 360. I think one of the first exposed it. Back to the video.
The Crystal Ball project, which was a reissue of a lot of the bootlegs that have been coming out all over the world. I'm probably one of the most bootlegged artists out there. I wanted to clean that up and get the real good mixes out, let people hear what they're really supposed to sound like, if ever given the chance to complete them. Deep dispute with my record label.
Which is Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Which owns this network, I might add. Just
they do?
Yeah, well.
We had some issues that basically about ownership of the music and how often I was supposed to record and things like that. We got along otherwise. We just came to head in those types of...
So there was no clash over what you would record or what kind of music you were singing, etc.?
No.
None of that?
No creative issues whatsoever. And they were gracious enough to allow me very wide palette to, put colors onto.
Prince took to writing the word slave on his cheek in meetings and public appearances as a form of protest. He even dropped the name Prince at some point and instead chose to be represented as this symbol.
No, I think once I started writing slave on my face, I pretty much knew the outcome. I mean, you have to understand that that word on one's face pretty much changes the dynamic of any meeting that you're in. When they see it.
Yeah, how did people react to you when they did see it?
Well, the record company didn't really say too much. They just kind of All right, what's the business at hand today?
Yep. They don't care. They don't care if you got marker on your face. They don't care if your son or your daughter drew whatever on your face. They just want their cut. They want their split, or you could split. That's how the label in the industry works. And they use you, they use all the talent, and they make all the money, and they promote you and this and that, and they absorb all of the resources from you and spit you back out just like that, right? And Prince was, he was putting people on game. This is look at the date of this interview. December 10th, 1999. 1999, he's been talking about this, right? Back to the video.
That was it.
The press adopted different nicknames for him, including Squiggly, Symbol, and artist who was formerly Prince.
Why then did you choose the artist formerly known as?
Well, I didn't choose that. That was
chosen for you.
Yeah.
What would you have chosen? I mean, did you think of a name? What is your name at birth?
My name at birth was Prince Rogers Nelson.
So did you think of Nelson?
No.
Rogers?
No.
Were you thinking of a name?
No, it didn't come to me like that.
So how did the artist formerly known as come about?
That came up through people's problem with, mainly the media's problem with not having a pronunciation for the symbol. So they had to come up with something, I guess.
So the artist formerly known as is a media invention.
Yes.
Not your invention.
No.
You're a symbol.
Oh.
Okay, how do you promote a symbol?
Well, what we found is throughout the world, if you hold this up and show it to people what they think of, they will say Prince.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So you obviously made it famous.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Can you tell us what it signifies?
Well, me.
No, but I mean how you chose it. You designed it?
It's sort of come about.
We love you, Prince, but you're Prince, right? I'm sorry. The symbol is dope, but, we all know you as Prince, right? But marketing and branding one-on-one, great stuff, but back to the video.
Over time, I've always morphed the female and male symbol together.
Show it again, let me see it. Yeah, and it works.
It's pretty cool, ain't it? Makes me for great jewelry, too.
Prince also had issues with the internet era because with the internet came the ability of anyone anywhere to download a song online without having to go to a store and pick up a vinyl record. This put artists like Prince, who were used to the era of album sales through physical copies of their music, at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm in recording rehab now. I just do. I'm writing too much, so I'm taking a break. The industry's going through a lot of changes. I'm just let that.
It has gone through a lot of changes. Do you think the
And you see around this time, I think this is when Spotify, because he's on the George Lopez show and this is still old. Don't get me wrong. It's probably like 2012 or 11 or something. But, I believe this is when Spotify and streaming started to really go up. Because you got to remember, when Prince was saying, I sold, 20 million or 30 million or however many copies, he's talking about literal physical copies this man sold. It's not like streaming, how it counts as, a certain amount of streams counts as this amount of copies, right? I hope I'm not boring you guys. I hope you're staying with me, but let's get back to it.
The internet, do you think that's helped music?
It's helped the people who sell the music. For an artist, they don't make the money they used to. And I think we tend not to value things we can get for free.
Right.
If you put anything in the place of music and say you got it for free, you'll see what I'm talking about. I grew up listening to that, and we take this for granted, but I am here today because of the golden age of the 60s, 70s, and 80s of music. And this is when artists played their own instruments, they wrote their own songs. They had to perform next to people like Ike and Tina Turner, Wilson Pickett, James Brown. I mean, you gotta have your act together. I don't mind fans singing the songs. My problem is when the industry covers the music. See, covering music means that your version doesn't exist anymore. A lot of times people think I'm doing Sinead O'Connor's song,
Right.
And Shaka Khan's songs, when in fact I wrote those songs. And it's okay when my friends ask to do them, but there's this thing called the compulsory license law, which allows artists through the record companies to take your music at will without your permission. That doesn't exist in any other art form.
I'm not gonna bore you guys. Let's see if we could kind of get to the meat.
The areas where
the Katt Williams part. Here we go.
You are able to
hold on. Bear with me. Keep your popcorn in hand. Here we go.
The arena, yeah.
Rush to do.
We're gonna start from right here.
Fairness, and when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same
I know what
time,
y'all came for.
Take 80% of your earnings, then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out, but.
No, don't edit it out.
Then it gets that's the sharp part of the sword, and we're at the wrong end of it right now. So eventually, with courageous people going out there and actually saying something and standing up for it, I think we'll get some balance.
Katt Williams was actually a close friend and fan of Prince.
I met Prince when I was 12.
Where did you meet Prince when you were 12?
In Dayton. After
Really?
he performed at UD Arena. Yeah, I mean, I knew him my whole life. He was like the guiding force for me. It's the reason I had high self-esteem was because of him. Like, just a lot of things that I didn't...
Did he say something, or was his behavior inspiring and self-esteem shedding?
No, he wasn't really like that. He was a high thinker and a guy that was always 30 steps ahead of whatever the curve was.
And if I'm not wrong, I believe on the Shannon Sharp interview, he talked about Prince as well. And, I know Prince was a huge influence on a lot of people, but what's so interesting to me that I didn't notice until recently? Is it just me, guys, or does, Prince have similar traits to Katt Williams? Like, I'm definitely seeing it now. It's crazy. I never thought about that. I never really took the time to think about, the relationship between Prince and Katt Williams, how they have so much in common. Back to the video.
And, when you play 26, 28 instruments, it means that you are able to be multifaceted while also focusing on each thing like it's the only thing, which is a hard skill. But he let me know that you could be short and light-skinned with long hair, and people could make fun of you, but as long as women loved you, you had nothing to do.
That's right.
Prince showed me you didn't need anything more than what you already had. He taught me reinvention, always striving to become a new you than you were before. And just a lot of life lessons I got from the guy. He was unlike anybody in the world. He was just an amazing individual. I was able to meet him when I was 12, and I knew him my entire life through all of his changes. I was able to assist him many times. If you go look at Prince's car collection, you'll see that Prince don't have not one car Katt Williams ain't got. He got the Prowler from Friday After Next in there. He got the same Bentley as me, because we share certain things. Our connection was lyrics, musical lyrics, women, and cars. And those are the areas where he trusted my opinion on things. And that's where I got to be helpful in his life, and he was helpful in mine.
And you got to meet him fairly recently. How did that go?
It was wonderful. He was all the things I thought he was gonna be. He was he's a genius and smart, and I think he's David Blaine secretly. He's like a
David
magician.
Blaine, you think he's a magician?
I think he is.
And Katt believes Prince's death is not as simple as we've been led to believe.
And naturally, given the subject matter, within days of Prince's death, online theories start to form. From the possible to the outlandish, it seems that everyone in the world has a different opinion on.
My opinion, I don't think there's a, this, allegedly this or allegedly that. People come and people, everybody, they have expiration date. That's what it is, right? We could be gossipy, and we could be, we could get into all the conspiracies and all that stuff. But like I said, on this channel, we come with the facts, and, it was his time, right? So legend, right? Him and Katt Williams. And, they paved the way for a lot of people, especially Katt. A lot of people don't even know, right? I think now they probably know because, the Shannon Sharp interview. But yeah, back to the video.
How he really died.
We watched this get murdered right in front of our own face. And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know.
For context, Prince's official cause of death was reported to be an accidental OD of an opioid. However, according to Katt, there was something more sinister behind Prince's death because Prince wasn't such a heavy user that he could have accidentally OD'd.
Man, let me tell you something, man. The drug scene, he was totally against it. Cigarettes, anything. But when I heard that, immediately it hit me different. I was like, yo, Prince?
It doesn't sound like him, doesn't make any sense. It was a surprise for pretty much everybody. They were saying that he's an addict. I never saw any signs of any addiction. Like, a lot of the stuff just doesn't add up.
What is believed to have happened is that Prince thought he was using a different medication, but it turned out that the medication was a fake one that was heavily laced with opioids. Katt has even compared Prince's death to that of Michael Jackson, who was also believed to have been unalived after a heavy dose of suspicious drugs was found in his system. One thing Prince and MJ had in common was that they were both fighting for fairness for artists, and they believed artists should own the rights to their music.
The reason why it became such a big deal back then is ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio.
Pause. See right there? Got to learn from that. That is so important. See, that's powerful, right? It's okay to take the handout, right? Okay, cool. Thank you, right? But after a while, you're not just going to keep going back to re-up, right? You do it yourself. And that's what Prince, he instilled in a lot of these artists, and even Katt Williams when it comes to the industry, right? It's a similar thing, right? When you book a venue and, there's a certain amount of money that, whether they give you or you can bring in at the door. And, essentially, yeah, business is business, but yeah, it's important that, we understand the things that these individuals, these GOATs, have done in the industry to pave the way for a lot of people, right? And I'm sure there's way more people that we haven't even heard about that they've helped, right? I think they're being humble with it. Let's just be honest, right? Back to the video.
So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise, and they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well,
You see, that's what they do. That's how they get you in there. It's like a carrot. They dangle it over you. You signed it. Oh, you want to get my lawyer? You want me to get my lawyer? You signed the agreement, remember? Right? So, yeah, that's something that I'm glad they were able to do. That's pretty much it for the video. Yeah, it just repeats the same thing. So, yeah, so my opinion on this is, Katt Williams, Prince, these are two monumental people in their own rights. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you slap the like button, kick the subscribe button for more. Until next time, I'm out.